Okay, this is a second cylinder off of a Cat wheel loader. Okay, I did the first one. I'm in here doing the second one. I tried to tell them you ought to do both of them when you have the machine down. And they just did the one. Now the second one's coming in here. And I want to show you a few things. So now the machine's down twice. So I said if you got, because these things work in tandem. And I said, hey, you got to pull the other one. Let me do them both. Well, like I said, it's now the second one's in there, so the machine's down, and of course they want to rush. So let me show you a couple things. This is the Caterpillar kit. You kind of see it here. That's $488. Let me show you here. Right there, $488 for that kit for this sealed chair. Just so you know. Cat stuff's very expensive. It's probably a $7,000 or $8,000 cylinder or more. I'm not sure, but $488 just for that kit. But one thing that I'm going to tell you about, when you get these kits, you order it from Cat, they never supply the dust seal down here where the pin goes. You have to buy those separately every single time. Caterpillar never supplies that. Now these seals aren't bad because the customer needs it basically tomorrow. I'm just, they don't have time to get the seals. I didn't order the kit, the customer did. Okay? And what it is, it looks like this head's out. It says leaking out here, but like I said, they should have done it in the, both of them. Just so you know. So you can either, if you're a mechanic for a company and you run into this, or you work for a company, you're going to want to recommend they do both of them. It's just smart to do that because now they're down twice. So I'm taking this stuff off here. I'm taking off the fittings. Okay, we're going to pull this out and look at it first. Okay, see, this thing's loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. We're going to look at it. Then we'll have to get it over on the nut breaker to get the nut off of this thing. Now this type of cylinder, you have to use a nut breaker. You're not going to hit this with a impact. You have to be torqued on, and an impact won't touch this taking it off. These loaders have a lot of weight on them, so there's a torque spec to put these nuts back on. And I've seen a lot of guys, they don't have the tools or whatever. What they'll do is they'll cut the nut off and buy a new nut and then try to put it on, use a cheater bar. Well, that's not good enough. When you're dealing with this heavy equipment like this, you have to do it to spec because of the weight. It becomes a liability and a safety hazard if you don't torque that nut back on. So don't do that. Do not cut the nuts off. You start putting heat on stuff, and you change the metal, and then all of a sudden you get the threads will break because you have altered the metallurgy. Don't do that. I've seen these guys doing that all the time because they can't crack it off. You need a nut breaker in order to do this. And so we'll get this out and we'll just look at it real quick. And then I'll shoot another video breaking the nut off. But yeah, $488, and they don't even give you all the seals to complete the job. So I've learned that, especially with Cat, Cat or Volvo or any of those type of equipment, these big cylinders, they never give you the seals for where the pins go in. Sometimes they're all beat up on there. So we get this out, but again, you want to recommend that the customer does them both. Here we are again. Now, of course, I got to have it now. The machine's down. Well, I tried telling you that. So it's just something you want to recommend. If they don't want to do it, then I guess that's on them. But they always want to push it onto you to get it done right now. They don't care. Money's on the line. The job's being held up. This thing's coming out pretty easy. But I wish they had done them both at the same time, because I had to drop everything and go get it, which is not that big a deal. But that's how it goes. So whether you're a mechanic, a heavy equipment mechanic working for a company, you tell them, hey, you got 2 of these cylinders, let's do them both while the machine's down. And always remember about those dust seals. Make sure you get that. I don't know why those aren't in the kit. It doesn't make sense. They're separate. And even the people at Caterpillar are not smart enough to tell you, oh, you need this. And it always pisses me off when you don't get that kit. I don't like sending a cylinder back without doing it all the way, especially without those dust seals on there, because it's an unfinished job, and then dirt and shit gets in there, and it's just not good. Okay, there it came out. So I'll show you this. We'll inspect the barrel, make sure that there's no scarring in it. And then I'll shoot another video when I get it over on the nut breaker. Let's get this over here, because we're gonna. I'm gonna lose a lot of bit of oil in here. Yep. Let that drain off. I have these tables, they all drain and they're all in the ground, they're all cemented in, they go out to a big tank outside. It still gets messy though. But yeah, I think I made a special tool. You gotta look at this, the way this thing's on here. It's just got a flat thing here. I made a special tool to grab this on my nut breaker, the last one, to crack this off. Kind of see that right there. Let me look down here, and then I'll get set up on the nut breaker. Take your inspection light and just check down the barrel. Looks real clean in there. Just want to make sure. Pretty good shape. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop this one here, and I'll go on it once I get it all set up and find the tool to break that off. I'll show you that video.